Welcome back to the CNR recap. I'm Griffin Aldrich. Alongside me, we got Daniel, Miguel, Andrew, Quinn, and David Caires. And your Boston Celtics have defeated the Utah Jazz with a final score of 119 to 129. Again, you guys, tonight it's 11:34, and I tell you what, the energy is usually a lot higher, but I'll have to be quiet. We were just talking about this. The views, geez, imagine the views if someone came in and was like, "Shut up, it's so late," but we're still doing it. These late night games, you guys got 4 out of 6 of us, and we're ready to perform. And what about the Celtics tonight performing? And let's go initial thoughts. We'll go David, Andrew, Daniel, myself. What are your initial thoughts after this win by the Boston Celtics?
Yeah, so I mean, I said at the end of the post game show last game that we can't let this snowball, and the Celtics definitely did not let this snowball. They took care of business. Obviously, wasn't a picture perfect game. We fell behind by as much as 12 at one point, but the offense was great, even though the 3 point shooting was putrid. We'll get into this obviously, but really great job from the guys in the second half, from our key players making big plays down the stretch, guys such as Derek White and Jalen Brown. Unfortunately, Jalen Brown could not continue the streak and break the franchise record and get a 10th straight game with scoring at least 30 points, but he more than made up for it with his playmaking, which we'll get into in a little bit. He had 10 assists, but yeah, I just really solid win. Um, no qualms offensively. I mean, I would have liked to see us play a little bit better defensively, but I'm just happy specifically that we kept the turnovers down and we got contributions all across the board. The bench was huge. We won that margin significantly. We took advantage of the bad Jazz basketball. We got, I think, 23 points off turnovers. So we did what we had to do, and we beat a team that we should have beat.
Oh,
Yeah,
Andrew.
I agree. My apologies. On mute again, as always. But we uh we played very well tonight. I think we had defensively, I thought we played hard, at times early on in the game we let Conte George kind of take over. He had 15 points, I believe, in the first quarter, and he was just really dominating. Excuse me, I have the hiccups right now, so excuse me. But I thought they played pretty pretty well. I would say that from a offense standpoint, I like that we dominated second chance points. We limited our turnovers, very disruptive on the defensive end with 9 blocks, 8 steals. So really chaotic and causing the Jazz to create turnovers. And just offensively, I thought we looked very well. We were attacking Nurkic really well, always attack him in that pick and roll situation and really playing out of it. And then obviously JB didn't get to that 30 mark, but like you said, he's got those assists and he's making impact on the offensive end no matter what. He doesn't have to score 30 points. He is a two-way defending player that is capable of winning basketball games, and he did so tonight. And this is a good win for the Celtics on the road after a tough loss in the past game. So very nice to see him bounce back.
Yeah. And we'll wait for Daniel in just a second. But my thoughts from this, I just have to say down the stretch, the Boston Celtics played great. There were a lot of times in this game where, it was close, and we'll see from the differentials at one point in this game that it was a lot closer at times than we thought. And it looked like the Jazz, and I look back to the early quarters where the Jazz kind of had the momentum, and Celtics after half, like, kind of shut things down. And, we'll see that later after David shows that. But down the stretch, it was like I was getting flashbacks to kind of last year where we did pull off the win against the Jazz, but it's like the Jazz kept biting back. And it's like, all right, I want that lead to be a little bit bigger, and we got it to a 10-point win at the end, but we were down to like 2 to 4 points. So down the stretch, we executed excellently, amazingly. But Daniel, what are your initial thoughts after this win?
Oh yeah, like everyone already mentioned, Jaylen Brown, not one of the best nights scoring wise. Still shot 50% from the field, which is more than you can ask for him. So yeah, really good game from him. I'd say like the takeaway was really just the takeover from not only White but also Pritchard and Simons late in the fourth or in the fourth quarter in general. Simons didn't hit that many shots. I think it was 4 for 10 from three, but there was 4 threes. Some of them falling in the fourth quarter were really huge. Most of them happening because he was open. But yeah, I really like the domination from White on all fronts. He was there offensively and defensively. Speaking of defense, I think like especially in the fourth quarter, Nurkic and Keontae George were killing us. Like defensively, I wish we could have had a much better performance because I think Nurkic ended with 23, 9 of 10 from the field and a season high against us. So we really could not hold him, holding back from scoring. But Keontae George as well almost 40 points against us, but glad we still got the win. And like David mentioned, also glad we kept those turnovers down. So yeah, a good win and a good show out from the guys like Simons, Pritchard, White, and also Brown with those with that double.
Yeah, and I want to also add on this. I know David mentioned it earlier, but yeah, I have to admit, I gotta praise Jaylen Brown for being able to tie Larry Bird. Didn't get it done tonight, but gotta give him some kudos. We have some
Great
quiet,
company.
quiet.
Great company. I mean, come on.
We're early into this, and I want to say who gets caught first, like being too loud. What on?
I don't know. I'm right there. I mean, it is close.
I'm going Daniel. I think he was pretty quiet.
We don't need the claps. We don't need the claps. We just need the
I know. How about that Celtics win tonight, Daniel? I'm putting my money on you. Are you getting? Have you already got caught? That's why I was laughing.
No, I didn't get caught at all, but I realized now that I was being like a little bit too loud.
I love it. That's why you guys gotta keep tuning in and make sure to hit that subscribe button.
You never know what to expect. We'll tell you that much.
Hey, everyone needs to subscribe so we can all upgrade our living arrangements so that we do not have to worry about noise in the future.
Yes, exactly.
I looked right into the camera with a WWE promo when I was saying that. I'm still looking at the camera. Looking at me right now. You need to be subscribed.
Please.
Well said. Well said, guys. But do you guys have any more thoughts before David dives into the quarters? Because fun one tonight. Fun, good. Any night's a fun win when the Celtics win.
Yeah. Well, I would say this. I think I was pretty happy to see Simon's production tonight. I think, I don't know, I've been pretty hard on him as of late. I just didn't. He's top of the league in plus minus. He is playing really well. I think at sometimes though he is just fortunate to be in moments when the Celtics are kind of going on a run and at times being a part of that. But I will say he did a lot better job in my opinion of letting the game come to him and playing within the Celtics offense and not forcing it, because at times it just looks like he puts his head down and goes to the rim and tries to get these heat checks that kind of take the Celtics out of rhythm. But tonight I was very happy with his ability to just settle within the offense, be present, take the shots when he had the opportunity to take them and not force anything. And I did see at the end of the game, Jaylen Brown gave a big pat on the chest to Simons, hyping him up, encouraging him, giving him that kind of that support, I think, that he needs, maybe because he does seem kind of like a player to me that is still assimilating himself within the system and finding himself like a role like really carving himself out a role. He does have a role. He comes off the bench and is a scoring threat, but like he doesn't have that identity piece yet in my eyes. And I think tonight is a good stepping stone for him as we move along this season.
Yeah, and I want to give him some respect too, and I'm going to give him respect later on in this recap. You guys will see, but I agree. I think this is a guy that we've looked down upon a lot because, again, like this is a guy who, when we saw the Drew Holiday trade, we're like, all right, we're winning this trade. Like, we love this asset. But the big issue when we originally traded for him is we're like, he does not fit in with Celtics basketball. And it's just his play style. But gotta give him credit when credit's due, and tonight's the night, I think. But do you guys have any other thoughts on Simons before we move into the quarters? All right, well,
No Simons tonight, but once again, Luka Garza, man, playing really well.
That's your guy, Andrew.
I'm starting to really like Garzella, man. Yeah, I love him, man, because he does all the right things, and he just works hard, sets hard screens, and just creates opportunities for his teammates. And he caught a little alley-oop today, so he didn't really dunk the ball, but it was close.
Alley-oop.
So he kind of is a lob threat now.
Is a lob threat. I love that one.
Kinda. Keyword, kinda.
Love it. Well, let's transition into the differentials tonight for David, because David, I want you to break this down for us, because at first it looked like it was kind of going to be Utah's game and kind of looked like Utah's night, but the Celtics were able to strike back. So break it down for us.
Yeah, for sure. So first quarter, Jazz won 38-31, but Queta, Brown, and Garza all had 8 points apiece. Peyton Pritchard at 5, and then Hauser chipped in with 2. Celtics shot almost 50% from the field in this quarter. They were 13 for 28 from the field after the first quarter, but what really killed them was their shooting from 3. They started just 3 for 14 from downtown, but they only had 2 turnovers. Then heading into the half, the Jazz were still leading, but it was 64-59 at the intermission. Garza was up to 11. Queta and Brown both had 10 points, and Simons had 7 off the bench. At the half, Celtics were shooting 22 of 52 from the field, 7 for 27 from deep, and 4 turnovers. This was a little bit of a weird quarter where we started off hot with a lot of the bench guys in, but then as soon as Joe subbed out some of the bench players and we got more of the starters in, we kind of lost our rhythm a little bit. We actually started 4 for 6 from deep in this second quarter, but we missed our final 7 shots from deep before the half. And then end of the third quarter, Celtics ended up leading heading into the final 12 minutes, 99-96. Jaylen Brown was up to 17. Simons was up to 15. Garza was up to 13. And then Pritchard and Derek White, who we'll be talking about more, I'm sure, later, were both at 14 points. And then the Celtics, before that, at the end of the third, Celtics were shooting 38 of 75 from the field, 11 for 37 from deep, only 6 turnovers. And then as we talked about, the final score, 129-119, Celtics win. White with 27 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 6-7. Brown with 23 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. Simons with 20 points, Pritchard with 18, Garza with 15. And the final box score shooting-wise for the team was 48 for 94 from the field for Boston, 13 to 44 from deep, 7 turnovers, and 23 points off turnovers. So we did kind of slow things down in that second half. We shot 52 shots in the first half and then 42 shots in the second half, but really good efficiency. Obviously, we can never get the 3-point shooting down. The Jazz actually hit 3 more 3-pointers than us, so they finished a +9 in the 3-point differential. But obviously, it didn't hurt us, and we did enough within the margins to win. And solid job all the way around for sure. Good bounce back win. I mean, not perfect, but Scal said at the end of the broadcast where we're finding different ways to win games, and we did just that tonight.
Yeah,
and that's always a good sign for a team to find different ways to win. Just get scrappy wins, it's never going to be pretty. And for the Celtics team to just continue to fight through adversity, not let these losses or these struggles get in their way, and just always finding a way to bounce back. That shows a lot in a team that's playing at a very high level already. And when it comes down to it, you're going to see that. But David, I have this for you. Every time you say 6-7 from now on, I'm going to play this sound effect. We're going to have to beep it out. We're going to have to bleep it out every single time.
Okay, I can accept
Forcing my hand.
Can we
No,
get
just kidding.
You're gonna end up playing that. You're gonna end up playing like another 6-7 times.
That's now Andrew. I love it. I love it.
All right, I gotta say 41 from now on.
Oh, Andrew, I tell you what though, David with the 6-7 stuff. Why don't you get into some Utah Jazz player spotlights tonight?
I gotcha. Well, tonight, obviously, Keontae George was the all-star tonight. He was playing phenomenal. He had 37 points, 6 3-points made, and just, shooting 50% from the field. So he was unstoppable tonight, and he was playing some very, very tough basketball. Marketing, as always, he's the hot hand. He had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. So very, very good game from him with a plus-minus of 13. So he was kind of a key player for them, obviously, as we know. And then Nurkic, played amazing. Defensively, I think we know what we did to him. We picked him apart and put him in pick and rolls. But offensively, he played really well with 26 points. He had 8 assists and 8 rebounds. So Nurkic on the offensive end really, really picked us apart. And he had a couple strong offensive rebounds late in the game that really, really helped the Jazz. So I think it continues to speak on our need to shut down centers, and especially a guy like Nurkic, who's kind of on the latter half of his career, in my opinion, is not a guy we should be allowing to score that many points. I don't care what you say. That is something that should not happen. And as we continue this season, it's something that we got to keep an eye on. As David said, this past couple of recaps, it's something that, yeah, we can win these games with these centers, but when it comes down to it and you're facing a tough center in the playoffs who wants it, it's going to be something that we're going to have to figure out.
Yeah, and Andrew, spotlight another player that we hoped to draft last season but weren't able to, but spotlight him too, because I know you want to spotlight a little moment from him. You know who I'm talking about.
Do I know who you're talking about?
Walter Clayton.
Walter Clayton. Listen, he didn't have the best game tonight. He did not score the ball, but he had an insane dunk on the Celtics, and I was actually in shock. I don't know where he pulled that out of his bag. I thought he was just a shooter from behind the arc. I didn't even think he wanted anything to do with the paint, but that was an insane dunk by Walter Clayton, and I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked, as I'm sure everyone else was. But I'm glad he didn't cook us like he did at Florida.
Yeah, and do you guys have any other players to spotlight for the Boston Celtics tonight? David covered a lot, but anyone else?
Really quickly, just poor Derek White. Always getting posterized.
Yeah, but that's not even his fault.
I commend him for trying. At least he's trying.
He didn't even think that was happening. That came out of nowhere. No one expected that. So Derek White, that was just unfortunate timing for Derek White. There's nothing he could have done about it. No one could have blocked that. I don't even know if Caires was blocking that, to be honest.
I don't. Yeah, that was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
With that amount of confidence that White has in his blocks, I think he ended with 5 blocks tonight or something like that. So Yeah, gotta praise White for at least trying, and
Yeah.
he's one of those players on the team that like has so much confidence in going up for those blocks. So I don't blame him for thinking he could have blocked that, even though he didn't.
Well, that's what you gotta love about White. He's like a smaller cornet. He doesn't care if someone's coming at you and trying to dunk the ball on you. He thrives in that moment. He almost wants that. He almost wants to be dunked on. He's crazy like that, and that's what you gotta love by a player. You gotta love someone being willing to get embarrassed on the court, but we're gonna try our best to block a shot, and it showed tonight clearly as he had 7 blocks, and then across the board he had 6 rebounds. See, I said it backwards this time. I said it backwards. and
Well played.
see, I'm thinking, and he had 27 points. I mean, crazy game. And I don't want to jump the gun, but this kind of leads us into the MVP conversation.
Can I mention something though before? No,
Of course.
keep going, Andrew, because we're
Okay.
not. Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah. We'll go into the MVP conversation. I personally, I don't think we need to go too deep into this one, but
Well, can we add a couple players on there? I think we should start up. Can I
go
give
for
the list really quick because
go for it.
I think we got to spotlight Luca Garza. So I think he should be an option. And I know I gave Andrew some crap for spotlighting him a lot, but I think tonight he was just very efficient. 19 minutes, 15 points. And like when he was in earlier, he made an instant impact. I think we should also spotlight Anthony Simons, who in 28 minutes had 20 points and 27 plus minus positive. Like, I mean, he played well tonight. And then, Jaylen Brown with the double-double, 23 points, 10 assists. You got to give him some spotlight as well. But again, Derek White, too, is the main guy. And I think across the board, we're going to have some conversations. But again, 27 minutes, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 blocks. Andrew, play the beat because I know David's going to go for it. I know. We're waiting. Go for it, David. He's right.
But
6, 7.
Well,
I just woke up my whole neighborhood doing that.
But that stat line is actually insane.
It's insane.
I mean,
but
that's one of the craziest stat lines.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
David, start us off. Who are you voting?
I'm looking at Griffin. I can just see your big smirk already on your face. I'm going with Derek White. No surprises there. I honestly think this is going to be unanimous. I mean, he did nothing in the first half. He scored 5 points in the first half. Then 22 of them came in the second half. I mean, just making it look easy, clutch shot making down the stretch, and then really, which I didn't even catch until looking at the stat sheet here, is the 7 blocks, which we talked about here, but that's just incredible. So he was just doing it all on both ends. These are the type of games that he needs to keep putting up if he wants to get that all-star nod, along with Jaylen Brown, most likely, for Celtics representation come February. So we know he can do it. But, he was the big reason why we won tonight. So great effort from Derek White. And, he is my vote for Celtics Nation Rise MVP with 27 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds.
Andrew is ready for that. Andrew, I think you know who you're voting too.
Yeah, I'm going Derek White. I mean, you just look at that stat line. You look at the impact he had on the floor. To me, it's a no-brainer. And I think it's like Derek White is in a category of his own, and he's tough to compare to other players across the league, and he may not be your prototypical scoring guard and giving you that every single night like Jaylen Brown is, but he just stands out amongst the crowd and is just so dynamic, and he showed that tonight, and he needs to continue to show that. But I mean, It's a Derek White, like historic game in my opinion. It's one of those games that goes on history. So good stuff from Derek White.
Yeah, who you got, Daniel?
I think for me, it has to be the best bald player of all time. It's gonna have to go to Derek White as well. Yeah, it's kind of a unanimous one after the performance he had tonight. Really just filling the stat sheet any way possible, whether it's offensively or defensively. So yeah, for his efforts on both sides of the court today, it has to be Derek White.
Well said. Well said. I wanted to be different and I wanted to go Simons tonight because I just thought, but listen, but there's a pause to it. There's a pause. I wanted to go Simons because, I think he was due for a good game and, he couldn't get the one he wanted against the Trailblazers. But, when you have 7 blocks, you can't change that. And, we're quiet tonight on the podcast, but his performance on the court was loud, and he made a statement tonight. Yeah, see what I did?
Griffin.
I
Holy Griffin.
have to say though, tonight
Write that one
he
down.
was just he was so
Gotta
efficient.
be fired up.
Griffin, you
And
need
like
to
the
trademark
7
that.
blocks though. What was that?
You need to trademark that statement.
You got me fired up, Griffin. Damn.
It was just tonight, like it's just a no-brainer, and this is a statement game for Derek White. And I think, you look back at his late performances, and he's changed it. But he's been to start off the season, he wasn't doing so hot, and now he flipped it around in a big way. And again, a loud performance tonight because 7 blocks made a statement. When do you ever see a guard have 7 blocks? You don't. You don't. You don't.
Switch, baby.
Flip the switch. But we have all of it in the bag tonight. But your CNR MVP goes to Derek White.
Derek White, baby.
And
Congrats.
I'm trying to look really quick. I believe this is his 3rd CNR MVP. Let me quote you on that really quick. Yes, 3rd CNR MVP of the season. So he's flipped it around. And I feel like by the end of the season, he might have around I was gonna say 6. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying 8 CNR MVPs because of David. But he was just incredible tonight. But we're getting to that point where we're about to close it out. But I want to give you guys with one take, and this is my final thoughts, and then we'll go around and you guys can say the rest. But my final thoughts is I want to give Neemias Queta a little shout out, just a little bit, because -5 in the plus minus, but I thought at first he looked very efficient in the game to start it off. And this is where I'm saying the Celtics need a big man because I love what Keita does, but he gives it to you in spurts. Like he gave it to you at the beginning of the game. And this is a player that I'm confident in him, but am I confident for him to be a starter and give that to you for 35 minutes a game? No, I'm not. I want him, like I'm confident in him, and I'm confident in him off the bench, but starting and taking up, 30 to I don't see it. I don't see it. So it's definitely time to look for a big man, but we'll go around. David, do you have any final thoughts before we close out?
No, just keep this rolling into the Kings game. This is another team that we should beat. I think the Kings, they may even be the worst team in the NBA right now, record-wise. Actually, correct that. They're like the 3rd worst, but still a team we absolutely should beat.
They're losing 63-30 at the moment to the Clippers. So your point is proven.
There we go. Yes, absolutely. We need to take advantage of that. Always forget to shout out to Will Hardy, the Jazz coach. I always forget that he was a Celtics assistant for a year, and there was a moment in the game where Pritchard and Will Hardy were like yelling back and forth at each other, some like playful banter, and then it clicked in my head that Hardy was the assistant on the 2022 Celtics team that went to the finals. So always good to go back there, see some familiar faces. They had Austin Ainge interviewed on the broadcast, and obviously Danny Ainge is part of the front office for the Jazz. He's been up there for a few years, so good to see some familiar faces. Nice little homecoming, and yeah, just good to get win number 20 on the season.
Yeah. What about you, Andrew?
No, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think we covered it for the most part tonight. I think we had a good game and we're bouncing back. I think I want to nail down the fact that we're really fighting through adversity, finding ways to win, going through different lineups, using different guys, just doing whatever it takes to win. And to me, that is such a important character trait that the Celtics team has. And I'm excited to watch this team continue to develop because it is fairly early in this season. I think there's still a lot of room for growth. And so to see their development early on and how quick they're kind of finding themselves, I think this is a very, very exciting season and something to look forward for. So this is good.
Yeah, what about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I want to start off by saying, just to piggyback off of what Griffin said, we're quiet tonight. Just to reiterate it, because it's just such a bar. We're quiet tonight, but Derek White and the Celtics were loud. So a really good win. And lastly, last week after the year, last week out of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So happy New Year's to everybody who won't see us till the next time. And go Celtics.
You know what I have to say, actually? I have something to say. You know what? Griffin, you're quiet. But tonight, you were loud. You were loud, though. Way to be, Griffin. Way to be.
Can we get a round of applause from our little soundboard, Andrew? David, you have some thoughts, too, before we close off.
Yeah, one more thing. Derek White tied an NBA record tonight in terms of 7 blocks. He tied an NBA record tonight for most blocks by a guard with 7. And
So
that was his career high.
I had it right there. Like you don't ever see that. Like you don't ever. It just doesn't happen. Like he's incredible.
And if you hear everyone's phones going off in the background, I sent a screenshot of my laptop. It's at 67% right now.
Beep it, Andrew. Andrew.
No, I didn't catch it.
No, it's only
No, I'm just kidding.
this was fun. Our voices were quiet, but
no, we had a blast though.
I
hope everyone that watched had a good time because this was a fun time.
It's officially New Year's Eve, so hope everyone, like Daniel was saying, has a good New Year.
And
yeah, exactly.
And I have to say, for everyone watching, make sure to tune in today, New Year's Eve, at 4 p.m. Eastern time as we are dropping episode 81, the New Year's special. So last upload on the CNR channel till next year. I can't believe I'm saying that, and again, you guys, if you guys want a late night one, again, make sure to tune in on Thursday in 2027. Wait, no, 2026. Jeez, what am I saying? 2027?
Griffin, slow down. Please slow down.
One day at a time, my friend.
Tune in into 2026 as we will be bringing you another late night recap. So our voices are going to be quiet again, but we appreciate you guys for watching. And again, make sure to tune in tomorrow to the New Year's special. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Again, the Boston Celtics defeated the Utah Jazz with a final score of 119-129. Make sure to watch the New Year's special tomorrow and tune in on Thursday after the Kings and Celtics game. Thank you guys. We will see you guys with the next one. Peace, guys. Happy New Year.
See you.